The Warriors getting back to work here at team headquarters as the preparation for a new season begins now. This is Warriors training camp fueled by Gatorade. I'm Lawrence Scott, and we want to start things off with Warriors guard Shaun Livingston. We had a conversation about acclimating some of the new faces here on the Warriors squad and some of what he did in the offseason. Take a listen.
What's important to establish, especially first week of camp, is just communication, continuity. It's as much to do off the court as on the court, but on the court you're building rhythm, learning about guys' personalities, the way they play, the way they fit. So getting a chance to build a lot of that stuff.
How do you best acclimate some of the new faces here that everyone's excited to see, but you guys are learning their games as well? What's the strategy there?
Practice, get as much reps as we can. It's going to be building habits, something that we've done the past 2 years with the guys that we've had. Now with some newer faces, it's getting back to those habits of building, working with some building blocks.
When you see the logo here, Warriors Executive Board member Jerry West, there's always some wisdom to impart. What has he shared with you over the years and even here today?
Yeah, it's good to always see the logo out there. Obviously he's a face of the franchise in a way. He does so much for the franchise, under the radar, and just to get his knowledge and experience out here, it's invaluable.
And for you, this past offseason, an opportunity to get back to your hometown of Peoria, Illinois. What was the offseason like?
Yeah, it was great. We did some community work. We did a bike ride, to stop violence called Ride for a Safer Tomorrow. We built a gymnasium for my grade school, Concordia Lutheran, which is in the works now, a new weight room at my high school. So, just really giving back to my city, going back to Peoria, Illinois, and, just establishing my roots.
Shaun, awesome to see you. Thank you so much. Also today, one of the newest Warriors, Kevin Durant, sitting down with the gathered media. Let's take a listen.
We throw that leader word around. I think everybody here leads in their own way. Steph is not really vocal, or Draymond is really vocal. Clay leads by example. I think everybody, leads in different ways, and I approach it the same way. Sometimes it may be vocal. Sometimes I just go out there and set the tone with my energy. So. Today was no different. It was a regular practice for me.
I imagine you feel like people can't guard you, like that kind of confidence. When you look at this team, do you think, how are people going to guard us? I don't see how people can do this.
Yeah, we got so much movement. We got a lot of spacers, a lot of guys that can do multiple things out there on the court. Whether it's shoot the three, drive to the rim, post up, make plays. We just got basketball players here. Positionless players, so it makes it tougher to guard, and I'm definitely excited to get out there and play. First day was a good day.
Steve said it was better than he expected in terms of flow and everybody finding a rhythm. How did you feel about that?
When you got smart basketball players out there, it's like riding a bike. Once we started, everybody was starting to pick up things pretty quickly, and I'm still learning. It's a different game, different system than I've been used to playing in, and but as time went on, I started to get the schemes and what coach wants me to do.
You kind of had a crazy summer. What's your energy level like coming into camp?
It's good. It was a weird summer. Playing in the Olympics to transitioning here to the Bay Area, it was different, but for the most part, I feel good. Once I get out on the court and get in this environment, I feel great.
Steve was just talking about how he doesn't like to have a huge playbook. He doesn't like to kind of script a ton of stuff out. In terms of kind of adjusting and acclimating to the group, does it make it a little easier? Just kind of just a feel thing anyway? You guys are out there?
Yeah, it's good to have sets, but in the playoffs, man, there's a lot of improv. Once you're going deeper in the playoffs, everybody knows what you do. Knows every single set, every counter. So it's just about playing unpredictable, just being unpredictable out there, making reads and cuts, and that's what we do really good here.
How was the team dinner last night? Do you feel like you're getting a good sense of these guys at this point?
Yeah. Everything was cool, man. Everybody was straight, man. So I'm glad we got on court today, to start this thing off, and looking forward to another good day tomorrow.
Sometimes there's a tendency for a new guy to press, to kind of show that you belong and show why you're here. Do you have to kind of guard against that and just let your game flow as to what you are?
It's my 10th year. Everybody here knows what I've been doing in this league. I'm not new. I may be new to the team, but my game is not new to anybody here. So just went out there and and did what I normally do, man. I just go out there and play my game, and everybody here respects it.
JaVale, you've been with the same franchise for most of your entire career until now.
Yeah.
First day with the new franchise going to the court, practice. Coming in today, what did you think about? Did you drive in or ride in?
I drove.
Okay, what did you think about as you're driving in today about this whole new thing, first day of practice?
I hit a little bit of traffic as I was on the highway, and I wasn't used to that in Oklahoma City. That's
Get used to it, but
yeah, it wasn't too bad, but that was a little different. But once I see a basketball in the court, man, it's all the same to me. So I learned a lot, the past 9 years, and I'm looking forward to keep growing and keep learning in my 10th season.
Yes, were you at all nervous? Said that you guys. Oh, go ahead.
Were you at all nervous, like a kid on the first day of school?
I wouldn't say nervous, but I was anxious. I woke up a little earlier than I wanted to this morning, and was ready to go. So I think that's every player to start a training camp. And the first day of camp is they're excited for the season. Everybody thinks they have a chance to do something special, and so today was just like any other first day.
What's early for you?
7 o'clock, 7:30. Yeah, I'm sure that'll go away here as the season goes along.
Yesterday, Steph said that you all talked after your meeting, like you both kind of exchanged texts or whatever. What did he say in particular that convinced you that you all could play together and that could work?
I've been watching Steph, play since he was in college and then coming into the league. So I knew that, we'll figure this thing out. He's a guy that doesn't have to dominate the ball in order for him to be effective. So that part was pretty easy to figure out. But just getting to know him as a guy, I think that's more so what we talked about, and how I would fit, personality-wise with the group. So, we didn't even talk about basketball and who's gonna take the shots and who, how I'm gonna fit in the starting lineup. It was more so about, personality-wise, how I fit in with the group.
In that summer in 2010 in Turkey, what was that like? That time you all shared?
It was fun. Being around him and Andre was a really good time. I really admired those two. After that whole deal was over with, and was really impressed on how they approached the game, how they approached team concept, and how they care for their teammates. So that stood out to me.
Steph wasn't Steph then, right?
Oh, he was. He wasn't Steph to you guys, but he was still doing the same things. He's definitely gotten better, but still shooting the ball well. Being crafty with the basketball, and his demeanor. He didn't change. His demeanor is the same. He's excited about the game of basketball. Just you can see that joy on his face, and it's contagious.
Today.
He looked really good. He looked really good. Athletic, long, and can do a lot for us. We don't need him to protect the rim and finish over top of the rim. So, it's the first day. We're gonna keep building and see where we are, as time goes on.
You've dealt with guys in the past like Dion Waiters last year that kind of have this built-up outside reputation. Then you start playing with them. And do you try to, talk to JaVale, or what's just kind of your thought about his game from the outside, and now you're kind of inside?
I try to look at the good in people first. Obviously we all have our flaws out there on the court, but someone that long and athletic is hard to come by. Can block shots, can rebound, can go over top of the rim and finish. So that's what I'm more focused on, and try to bring that out of him. I think that's where everybody on our team has been encouraging him. Today was a good day for him, and we should try to build on it.
7'8" wingspan, is that legit?
Yeah, that's legit. He blocked the shot today. I didn't see him until the ball was at half court, and he came out of nowhere and grabbed it. So, we don't need him to do it.
You guys are all friendly, right? And Team USA, Kyrie was giving the Warriors, the business about being in the final. Have they joked with you at all about being you guys in the Western Conference final?
No, Kyrie didn't do it either in the Olympics. No,
Really?
nah.
No reference.
Shut that down off the bat.
It's a little different, man. When we talk about basketball, every team I've been on, we rarely talked about anything that happened on the court, previous seasons or anything. It's just, we get enough of that when we step on the court, when we talk to you guys, when we talk to our family, friends. So, once we get in that locker room, and once we get in that environment where it's just us, we just try to release a little bit.
What do you like about Zaza so far?
he's just a smart, intelligent basketball player. He sacrifices everything for the team. Just, you know, one of those guys you love to have on your team and you hate playing against. So I'm happy he's in our team.
And Warriors guard Stephen Curry also addressing the media here today.
One of those things that you get excited just looking at the possibilities of different lines we can throw out there, different play calls, approaches that we can try to execute. You know, our 5-on-0 stuff today, just seeing the spacing and what can come out of, you know, the matchups or the potential matchups with so many ball handlers, so many playmakers around the court, and it would, you know, off the jump, it won't be any different philosophy of how we play, moving the ball, playing fast, moving bodies, setting good screens, being unselfish. But we can get a little bit more creative with, you know, how we go about things in the half court with just the options we have. So it's going to be fun.
How useful is it that you guys have at least played internationally? It's not like you've never been on the court together.
I mean, it's helpful just knowing his character, knowing what kind of a guy he is. So there's no kind of question marks there. But at the end of the day, we're all basketball players. We all get on the floor, understand where we're supposed to be, understand what the right way to play is, and what the right way to play is with this jersey on. So he'll transition well into that, you know, kind of identity. And you know, obviously there will be some transition, but you know, hopefully it won't take too long.
Have you begun to envision life without traps and blitzes?
That won't change. I mean, either somebody's gonna get trapped, so we'll have to figure out how we're gonna move out of it. But if we, I don't know. Probably. I mean, we do have different threats, but you know, I'm sure, you know, teams will scheme and try to figure out, you know, what options to try to take away from us and make us, you know, get further and further into the clock and stuff like that. So you just gotta be ready for pretty much anything. It's gonna be a feeling out process throughout the whole season. Like last year, teams started playing us a little differently all the way up, you know, not until like March, and you have to adjust based on that.
How much does his presence kind of relieve? Because like you went from being an MVP to being one of the most improved players and winning MVP again. Now there's not necessarily an expectation that you're going to be better than you were last year. But how does that kind of take some of the pressure that you don't have to top what you did last year? Having kept him around.
I haven't really thought about it like that because that would kind of cheat my process. I have the same mentality. I don't really think about any other expectations. I want to get better. I want to be better than I was last year. That's going to be the same regardless if KD was here or not. But I kind of understand what you're saying. Like, you would think there's less of a pressure or whatever, but that's not how I can think, because I got to still do my job and do it at a very high level for us to be as great as we want to be.
And how would you compare the motivation coming off of, you know, a year ago where people were detractors to saying you guys were lucky, it was kind of a fluke run, and then this year you're actually coming off a year where you didn't accomplish your goal? Was the motivation different this summer?
Yeah, this is more real for us because we felt, you know, what we felt after Game 7 and all summer. Like, we experienced that. It wasn't something that was coming at us. So it's better when you're motivated from how you feel and what experiences you've had versus how other people see your team and your journey and whatnot. So this is more real for us. Coming off a loss.
Sorry. So Steve seemed healthier this year, you know, and what can you sense in terms of how he's out on the court and energized?
He's here. He was talking the whole practice. He was doing all the things he normally does. So I don't see him. I haven't noticed him losing a step at all. He's good old Steve Kerr. I'm just waiting for that first time we slip up in practice and he has to, you know, get on us, show a little fire. That's when you know he'll be back. I'm sure that's going to come soon.
Driving in today, Steph, as you coming into practice, first practice with this group, the newness and all. Did it cross your mind just the number of toys you have? You want to put it that way for a point guard, but what went through your mind in terms of just what is possible here?
It was obviously exciting, yeah, because it's a new year and you understand the new direction for our team, and like you said, the weapons that we have. I'm trying to really remind myself every day that for us to be as great as we want to be, every day you have to learn a little something. Every day has to be, you have to be like, you know, all 100% focused in on the nuances of what's going to make this team different than last year's team, and how we're going to be able to flow and have that rhythm that we need to have. I don't know what it's going to look like come Saturday, come October 26th, come April. I don't know, exactly what it's going to look like, but we have to be wrapped up in every session of practice, every game, to understand how we're going to continue to make this team as powerful as it should be.
With all the new pieces, how was that first team dinner last night?
It's pretty relaxed and comfortable. I mean, everybody on this team has solid personalities, a lot of sense of humor, a lot of high-class, high-character guys. So that's what Bob's done a great job of trying to keep that identity, in our locker room. So there's obviously, it takes a minute to kind of look around the table and see who's not there, who is there, but we all get along. Surprise, so we'll be all right.
Both Bob and go ahead.
I don't think we asked you about free agency on media day. Are you optimistic about your chances of coming back in the offseason here?
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes.
Do you expect that this season potentially going to cities to be a storyline?
What did you say?
Do you expect the free agency questions this year to be a storyline when you go to cities, Charlotte, those type of cities?
I hope not, because we'll worry about that in the summer. I mean, my answer's not going to be any different all year, so keep asking that.
Have you prepped for that at all? Talking to Kevin faced it a lot last year in every city he's gone to. Are you going to talk to him about that, potentially how he handled it? Because he wasn't a big fish last year.
Maybe, but I'm not going to let it distract me at all. Like, I want to be back here. I like playing here, and that's it. The rest of it is about what we're going to do this year.
Is there anything that would stop you from being back?
Huh?
Anything that would stop you from being back?
I have no idea. Huh? Is your contract up too?
Both Bob and Steve have said they were surprised Zaza, in a way, that Zaza came here for what he did. What are your impressions so far of him and what he's going to bring to that middle?
He's I haven't gotten familiar with him up until yesterday and today. He's a really smart guy and understands the game. Has been through a lot of different experiences, a lot of different teams. He's bringing that to the table. Even in practice today, he was pulling me aside about how to run a post cut and where to look for the pass and all this other stuff. So you can tell he's passionate, motivated, and loves the game, but he's a great thinker of the game, and he's bringing that to the table because he knows how much of an impact he's going to be able to have on his team. To shore up that inside.
Steph, I know you never used your injury as an excuse, but how much during the summer did you think about what it would have been like if you had been closer to 100% in the finals?
I never really thought about it like that because that was the situation. I mean, just like last year, there were certain situations that everybody has to deal with, and whoever's at the end winning, there's no need for other storylines. I hated that I was asked about it so much because at the end of the day, like I said, I was on the floor playing, and if we would have won, the situation would be a little different. Obviously, the question would be a little different. And like, how'd you overcome such a catastrophic injury and win the championship? It's just that's the storyline. So I'm playing. I was playing. playing this year, be ready to go.
And as training camp rolls along, the first preseason game we will see will come on Saturday as the Warriors take on the Toronto Raptors in Vancouver. This is Warriors training camp fueled by Gatorade.